Welcome. Oh, oh, oh. Oh shit! I'm like,
I don't have that.
I'm like part rap. I was made of raptor. Who could have seen this coming? To Geek Salad Retro Movie Reviews to the month of Jurassic month.
Yeah, sure.
I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
And tonight we have a very special guest. We're going to have guests all throughout the 3 weeks of Jurassic June with our buddy Kurt Smith. Hey, Kurt.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's been a while.
And no, it's my 5th time back on the show, so I need a jacket or something like they give.
I was going to say we need to get you that smoking jacket now.
Smoking jacket, yeah.
And a pipe.
Whoa.
And we started. We apologize for the late start, but we had some technical issues, which sounds utterly familiar. We have learned nothing from those technical issues because we are going to plow through with our review of Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay. Crash grab again, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Great time we've done cash grab movies.
It's been a while. So, Kurt, I know Mike's answer is because he and I went to go see it on opening night in IMAX.
Oh. Yes, we did.
Yes, at Jordan's Furniture. How about you? Did you see this in the theater?
I did. I saw it the week after it opened. I was going to see it like the week it opened, but I don't remember what I had to do.
Mind blown.
So yeah, I didn't get to see it with my friends, but I got to see it by myself in a little small, like 12 screen multiplex in the next town over. So
okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna put it straight out there is that this movie just above and beyond totally does not have that blow your socks off moment like Jurassic Park had. Even on that big screen, there is nothing that even comes close to it. It's almost like they were going out of their way to not give you that first shot of the Brachiosaurus like you got in the first Jurassic. That you can never replicate that. I understand that. Showing Jurassic Park to my kids was like, yeah, that's cool.
So your kids are the whole, whatever, been there, done that they created the Indominus Rex for. It's their
brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
I actually saw that in theaters. We went and I saw it a second time with Lanning.
Oh God! All right, so for those of you, it's dinosaur
we
month.
both saw that and like, oh great.
We are So if everyone doesn't know the full story, so Mike, I actually met Mike when I was a sales rep for Verizon Wireless. He worked at Circuit City. Before himself coming over as a customer care rep to Verizon. Lanning, the aforementioned Lanning, also worked as a customer care rep for Verizon. So we were all working for Verizon when the Indominus Rex was unleashed on an unsuspecting, and I'm like, my net promoter scores are going to suck now.
Don't sponsor a beast that kills people. Don't do it.
All right. So, rewatching this movie, was anybody else taken aback by the fact that we're at the point in existence where it's like, yeah, dinosaurs. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? Even at 32 years old, I'd still be like, yeah, hey, I want to go to this dinosaur theme park because, even though I'm a fully grown adult, I still freaking love dinosaurs and would always wanted to see one.
Well, considering that they make a point, not so much in this movie, but in one of the other movies, how expensive it is to go.
Oh, I think I'm going to go across the Spider-Verse at the drive-in this weekend.
Oh, I don't know when I'm going to get to see it. We are in the middle of my wife's show week, so there's other things that need a doing, mainly me driving my kids.
Yeah, we'll probably hit it eventually, just not sure exactly when.
Yeah, no, we try every once in a while we have a misstep, but for the most part we try to keep the retro reviews kind of retro.
Yeah.
So
2015 though.
When we do 2015, that was 8 years ago. Almost
Oh,
exactly 8
God.
years ago to the day that the movie was released. But I mean, they make it such a big deal of how expensive it is to go see these dinosaurs. It's like, you're saving up for a trip to Disney World. So I don't care. It's like, oh, we don't have any predators because we learned our lesson from 1993. So here's a bunch of amazing herbivores. I would lose my mind if I saw a Stegosaurus like
oh yeah,
in the leathery flesh.
absolutely.
But it's crazy to me. Well, first of all, it's crazy to me that absolutely zero lessons are learned.
No, literally, they have learned nothing from 1993 until 2015. Nothing.
What's kind of funny though is that they actually point that out in the movie with that guy that does the system that like just says whatever he wants to his bosses.
Speaking of Spider-Verse, he is the voice of Benjamin B. Parker, or Peter B. Parker. Yeah,
that's him. Wow, cool. Yeah. I never knew what he actually looked
like.
Yeah,
Jake Johnson. Yeah.
Yep, that's him. That's the guy.
Yeah, but no, it's great to have that voice, but it's kind of like it's a silenced meta voice of like, this is what the audience is thinking. I'm going to be the voice of the audience, and then at some point in the movie, I'm just going to disappear, and you're going to wonder, did I live or did I die? You never see me being eaten by a dinosaur at any point.
I assume he just got out.
I would like to think so.
Yeah. He seemed like he was smart enough to, like, you know what? Things are going to hell in the handbasket. I'm going to sneak away now.
So here's my question, all right? The insurance companies needed Dr. Grant and Dr. Grant, Dr. Sadler to give an endorsement of the park.
Mm-hmm.
How do they sidestep that for what is obviously Disney World in Central America?
Bush era level deregulation.
That's probably about it. You grease enough bombs.
Well, I mean,
1993 was an innocent time, wasn't it?
It seems like they got like a lot of like some military backing via Vincent D'Onofrio's character, and that probably helped grease a lot of the wheels.
Yeah, I feel like he was more head of security than anything else, but the fact that they had they had an international conglomerate that was running the place.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's one of those things that, well, yeah, money.
We got to have money.
Well, you gotta have money because, I mean, look at the story. There was a friggin' Brookstone.
Yeah, Brookstone, freaking Margaritaville, Oakley store, a Pandora's Jewelry, a Ben & Jerry's, I think a Lego store. By the way, in the Margaritaville, and when the pterodactyls attack, one of the people grabbing a margarita and running away, Jimmy Buffett.
Well, I really hope that he was also eaten by that terrible fish monster.
But hey, yeah, you know what all that screamed? Corporate sponsorship.
Oh, and tons of it. It was
placement, the movie.
To me.
Yeah.
Because as Mike and I are Disney World aficionados, and you walk down Main Street, USA, and there are all these shops. None of them are branded. They're not corporately.
Starbucks.
Oh, well, even the Starbucks, they don't like scream Starbucks. There's not like a big side sign there that says Starbucks.
There is once you step inside.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's all Starbucks. It's got that smell of stale coffee.
And I will still never forgive them for ruining my beloved carrot cake whoopie pies.
You were not happy, man.
No.
You were not happy.
So awful. They went from my favorite thing in Disney World to my least favorite thing in Disney World. That's how bad they were.
Shake harder, boy.
It's crazy to me because I hate to say, out of the three, this is the good one.
I like the third one a little bit more because I just like the fact that Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum are back. And I just I think that's what takes it up. It takes Starbucks equals scam.
Yeah.
Hey, Starbucks workers unite.
Yes, they're next.
I still haven't seen the third one yet.
Okay, yeah, and I did a bulk viewing of all three with my son because I just knowing my schedule is going to be a bitch to have to watch, and I have to watch everything on my upstairs TV, so it's just easy enough to convince my son, hey, let's watch dinosaurs. He was keeping a kill count, by the way. He's 10, and he's like keeping a kill count. He's like trying to figure out, like, there's that scene when all the pterodons or whatever the hell we call pterodactyls now, are like, he's like trying to figure out which of the tourists are actually getting killed. I said, buddy, come on, chill out a little bit.
Yeah, those are pteranodons and dimorphodons.
Was that the ones with like the dino faces? Because again, we're bored by dinosaurs.
No, I mean those are actual dinosaurs.
They are okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's so much about like the whole thing with it. First of all, again, all right,
my buddy and I watched it on his birthday last year, and we just, it's not great, but I just love the scenes with Sam Neill Loredan and Goldblum. That's the only thing I like about it.
I'm gonna tell Malik this. Tune in 2 weeks because we've got Derek of the Midnight Myth who's coming on to talk about Dominion with us. I have thoughts.
He's got to watch the second one.
As I always have thoughts. But we've got Thomas from Perpetual Cinema in between. But there's just this thing about, like, first of all, why are you breeding predators?
I mean, they do say it in the movie, they didn't ask, like for, bigger vegetable eaters. They asked for, more teeth, cooler.
Again,
more teeth.
They're fucking dinosaurs. They're live dinosaurs.
I mean, I don't think it would happen like maybe like what, the park's been open for what, 5-10 years maybe. I don't think it would have, blase would have happened that quickly. But I mean, they make a point. They actually make a point in the movie about connecting it to the moon landings. Hey, we landed on the moon, and like 2 years later, they're like, moon, we're going to the moon. Who cares?
Flag on the
moon.
That's
what Apollo 13 was all about.
But if they were offering trips to the moon, like you could just do a tour to the moon, it would always be exciting because, I'd go to the Starbucks on the moon and I'd drink at Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville on the moon. Wasting away again in zero gravity.
I almost broke my teeth cringing on that Verizon wireless thing. And I also cringed my teeth on the Jimmy Fallon. There's the random Jimmy, because it's freaking Universal. So it's NBC Universal. So, hey, let's get the unfunny late night talk show host that nobody likes to be in a cameo in our crappy cash grab of a movie.
One thing I will about that whole cameo is like when he says, "Oh, don't worry about this glass; it can withstand a 50 caliber bullet." Yeah, did you actually try it against dinosaurs though? Because I think they can probably hit with pretty good force.
Yeah, it would have been
later in the movie.
Hey, in all their defense, though, they designed those things before they actually bred the Indominus Rex, so they couldn't figure out, will this thing fit down his throat?
Oh God.
So, what I hate about what I really hate about the Jurassic series in and of itself is, outside of a couple of exceptions, for the most part, stop doing character work. Stop developing characters. Boy 1 and Boy 2, it's like,
oh yeah,
okay,
bland teenage character,
bland uninterested teenager who's never seen dinosaurs before, still being like, yeah, but I got wet. It's like SeaWorld.
I apparently like this movie a whole lot more than you two do. I mean, yeah, the whole divorced parent thing subplot was easily my least favorite part of this movie. You could have cut it out and I would have not cared at all.
But like, that's a holdover from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they mentioned it in passing, but it's like that's not like a key part of the. Oh, why would they let it just? Yeah,
right. Right.
Or at least have like a remote control so that you can like, okay, we need to have them come in and have it so they stop and like come back.
Yeah, have like an override switch.
Yeah.
Call them back. I mean, they should have as much right piloting that thing as I have every right to pilot Space Mountain. It really is just like.
At least they got the boring teenage ride operators, though.
Oh my God, yeah. I can never remember that actor's name, but he
I was gonna
did
say
a great.
I've seen his face before, but yeah, I don't remember who he is.
Yeah, I've seen him in a number of things. Most specifically, a series of unfortunate events on Netflix. He was the woman who looked like a man who looked like a woman. So it was like, the man of the person of an indeterminate gender, I believe, is what they called him in the
Pat.
But it's just it's really difficult to try to justify this and try to utilize this as escapism, because again, the first Jurassic Park movie, and I'm one of those people that, as much as I love the visual effects of Jurassic Park, I got a lot of issues with that script. I got a lot of issues with that dialogue. I got a lot of issues with several of the characters in there. But I really was I was able to forget that while I'm watching it, because it's just like, oh, dinosaurs, this is cinema. And I found myself watching this movie and asking why so goddamn much. Like,
Whoa,
please.
hello.
Whoa.
Hi.
Now Andy's at the bottom now.
I'm
Shuffle. Yeah, I don't know.
Circle gets a
and all is right with the world.
For me, like the first half hour of this movie is pretty forgettable, but once they actually introduce Chris Pratt's character, that's when I'm like, you know what? I like his character a lot. I'm having fun with this. You know what? Let's see where they take me. And I have a lot of fun where they take me. I genuinely have a lot of fun with this movie.
He is a lone bright spot in this movie.
No, you're right about that.
Oh yeah, Malik, you are absolutely right about that. That was just cruel.
Especially
I'm sorry. You're a professional. You're on your phone. You don't deserve to get eaten that way.
She was getting ready for her wedding too.
Oh,
If you hear her conversation when the boys run off from her, she's like, no. Alec isn't having a bachelor party either.
oh.
So she
ends up getting eaten by Dino Shark. Bow, 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 bow.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it, Kirk. Daddy Shark. Bow, 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 bow. Jar Jar Binks. It's an inside joke podcast we listen to that you don't.
Okay, cool.
But no, Mike, you're absolutely right. Chris Pratt. First of all, can I just say, do you remember when we weren't sick of Chris Pratt being in everything? And 2015 was a sweet spot. We had just come off the Lego movie and Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, let's see what he can do with this. He just wrapped Parks and Recreation. And it was just like, oh man, he's so much fun. And yes, he is the best part in this movie. He seems to be the only one who's really enjoying himself.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just he is a bright spot in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, Claire and what was it, Masrani? They're like kind of flip sides of the same Hammond coin. They're basically, if you took them both and put them together, you'd have John Hammond.
Yeah.
Claire is more of the business side. Simon's more of a whoa, let's try and give people like the Disney World thing. And yeah, I mean, that's John Hammond in a nutshell, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But Masrani also was like, oh, let me fly this helicopter, in which I am in no way capable of doing this in an under duress situation.
And he didn't even have his license. Didn't even have his license either.
Go to bed. Night, buddy. Love you. Yes, my little Dino Ranger here is going to bed. So night, bud.
Speaking of Dino Rangers,
what's that?
Speaking of Dino Rangers, hold on, sorry.
Oh, we got more comments. Sorry, but because I could try Velociraptor just with one line Hammond says the original, how they imprint. No, I understand. You know, and there is more to. Oh yeah, well you click them like a cat. I went to Universal Hollywood. I saw how they train animals.
I mean, there's good science behind that. So
there is more to it in Fallen Kingdom, but we're not there yet, so I'm not going to give it away.
Well, actually, I was going to bring up Camp Cretaceous, the Netflix animated series.
Okay. Oh. Blue is the true hero of this story. Blue, the one discernible raptor, because has determinate markings. Yeah. I don't even remember. Echo, Charlie
and Delta.
Delta, okay.
Yeah, it's B, C, D, and E. Beta.
Yeah, okay.
And they even say Blue is the beta and A is
Chris Pratt. Oh, and
so yeah, it's all military terminology right there.
Right.
But if you have a chance, check out the animated series on Netflix, Camp Cretaceous. The first season actually takes place before, during, and just after this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, and they actually do link in. There's actually one episode where the camp counselors are saying how Claire's nephews were going to join that, but they ended up not being brought over.
Interesting.
Yeah.
More homework.
The first season's only 8 episodes. It's half an hour each, and honestly, it does Jurassic World right.
Yeah. No, I remember James watched a few episodes of it.
Yeah.
And he didn't mind it too much. Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard is like, I cannot wait to see what her future film debut is going to be. Excuse for actors not saying no thanks. But yeah, Bryce Dallas is just like, she's okay in this. I feel she gets better as the series progresses. But the running in high heels thing is so Dana Scully that
hey, if she can run in high heels, then more power to her, because I'm sure that would be really, really hard to do.
Yeah.
I would be remiss if we didn't talk about Vincent D'Onofrio, as if this were 10 years earlier, he'd be talking about his war stories in Nam. Yes,
yeah, he's literally cartoonish. He's literally just cartoonishly evil. He reminds, he should have just been like Dick Dastardly and had the mustache and the dog.
Yeah.
No, the dog would have been eaten.
Exactly. All that's left, he's just dragging a bloody leash. Oh man. It's so weird because as an actor, I love Vincent D'Onofrio.
Well, he's amazing.
But there are some times when he is they might just be so bowled over with his intensity that they don't ask him to pull it back a little bit. And I feel like this is one of those cases where Colin Trevorrow could have been like, please, for the love of God, pull it back.
She's okay in everything she does.
Cornelius, yes. She is okay.
Unless she's a director.
Didn't she direct an episode of The Mandalorian that was released?
She's directed a couple, and they've been pretty solid for the most part.
And he tries petting the Oh yeah, the Velociraptor petting.
Seriously.
I must pet it.
You know what the funny thing is too is that he's totally like that dude that would have responded to the whole that whole PETA meme about you never eat a T-Rex, so why should you eat its relative? And they show it chicken. And everyone's like, don't you assume I wouldn't eat a T-Rex? That would totally be Vincent D'Onofrio's character. Good eating.
I will say, though, as far as the villains go, the one villain that actually was pretty, decently written for was Dr. Wu, B.D. Wong.
Oh, yeah, B.D. Wong.
Where did that come from?
I was gonna say I didn't understand why he was a villain in this movie. He wasn't really. He wasn't really a villain in Jurassic Park, was he?
Well, he was just like scientist, but he basically it's like a scientist who's told here's a blank check, do whatever you want to get results. And the morals are just not there. There are no frame, there's no frames. It's just, I can do whatever I want with all this money. Let's make a monster.
Yeah.
All right. So that realistically, retroactively makes Dennis Nedry's inclusion in anything ridiculous. That's never set up that way. Exactly. They didn't.
Yeah.
But it makes Nedry's involvement in the first movie just, it's moot. Because realistically, why wouldn't they have called Wu into the island and said, hey, steal us embryos. You're competent.
Well, because I'm guessing that Wu was being paid very, very well by Hammond.
I was going to say, Nedry was complaining he wasn't getting paid enough, I think is what it was.
Yeah, I'm guessing the scientist was probably high on, like, if you're going to the Disney comparison, Wu was the animators, Nedry was the ink and paint girls.
Which, again, astounds me. If he's supposed to have created the entire, like, cyber ecosystem of Jurassic Park, you don't negotiate your salary?
Yeah, that's one of the things they fixed for Jurassic World.
I understand that it is a plot contrivance, but still, getting back to this, they Wu just kind of like in it for the science and the money is just, it really came out of nowhere, and it's like because
it seemed like he was more in it for the science than the money.
Yeah, but I'm sure that the money sweetened everything up. But go back and you think about his involvement in Jurassic Park. He's like, okay, Ferry's here. Gotta go.
Bye.
Bye. And it's just, I'll give him all the credit in the world for maintaining that haircut for 30 years. It's
that was
I did like seeing him with, I like to see him with a longer hair in the third Jurassic World movie.
Oh, yeah, that's a little disconcerting.
Actually, and speaking of Camp Cretaceous, though, Wu does make an appearance in the third season.
Okay.
Yeah, because
does he also like keep your hands off my money and my chromosomes?
No, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay. But I mean, overall, let's bring this back when they get along here.
It's his honky hair phase.
Yeah. Well, now he's just a crazy recluse. This is his Mr. Burns with the spruce moose phase.
I said hop in.
We'll take the spruce moose. Get in. Let's start. Get in.
I said get in.
So let's bring this back to the movie. And all right, so I love Michael Giacchino. I absolutely love him. But why is all the memorable music in this his riffs on John Williams?
Da, da, da. Yeah, thank you. I'd rather be watching that movie.
Stop reminding me of things I'd rather be watching.
Did you notice every time we watch one of these movies that I've been on, they always remind us of what we would rather be watching, whether it be Airplane 2, Caddyshack 2, Jaws the Revenge, the Star Wars Holiday Special, or this.
How many shitty sequels have you've been on? 5 shitty sequels with us.
Well, technically 4, because the Star Wars Holiday Special is technically not canon. So yeah, it's technically just 4.
It's technically not canon. And this is technically a spiritual sequel. It's almost like it's the Park and World series there's a fine dividing line there, because there was also 10 years in between them. Jurassic Park 3 was 05, right?
2003.
Something like that. Well, if you go online, you can actually find a Jurassic Park, Jurassic World timeline that matches everything up, including Jurassic Park 2 and 3.
I'm pulling it up on my my telephone computing machine here.
Which, by the way, why are they trying to censor all the Jurassic Park imagery if they're just going to build on Isla Nublar? Seriously,
I think it's
they have a statue of John Hammond in like the Innovation Center. It's clear as day.
Yeah, but the original part, like his spirit, like is like it's like well, it's kind of like again, going back to Walt Disney, they have statues of Walt Disney all over the place. Nobody really talks too much about Mickey Mouse Park.
No, they don't.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Crap. I forgot about Mickey Mouse Park.
See?
Jurassic Park 3 was released July 18th of 2001.
Oh, okay.
It was a lot later than I thought. And that's actually only 4 years after The Lost World.
Because that was 97.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one would have been 15 years later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just about. Oh, we got more. Here, another comment coming in. I see Mike's hand going for it.
Yeah.
I want a good Jurassic Park. Very Jurassic World. Jurassic. I mean, the thing is that like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Because member berries.
All right, and that's another thing about this movie too, is that like it tries so hard to be the first movie in a way that like I feel like it's more ham-handed in this than it is like for the accusations of The Force Awakens essentially being a spiritual twin to A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
This I feel goes harder. It's also came out before, so.
Yeah. But yeah, it's lip service to the fans. That's pretty much what most of this movie is just fan service. Which
right.
I think a lot of modern blockbusters are based off of old franchises that people love, specifically in like the science fiction, space fantasy genres, or like the horror genre. It's pander. It kind of I don't know if I'd say pandering because it kind of has like a negative connotation to it, but it's just fan service. It's like that. Was it though in the riff tracks for that Clash of the Titans movie? The remake, and they have the mechanical owl. Yeah, it was put that back in a mystical little box of pandering.
But I mean, maybe pandering to a certain amount, but at 1.6 billion, can you argue that it was wrong?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it was. There's no doubting that. Yeah, it was a success at the box office. I will never not doubt that.
It definitely hit a sweet spot that summer. I mean, I'm trying to think what were the other summer blockbusters that year? We had Age of Ultron, which came out before.
Yeah.
Mike, you pulling it up?
I'm trying to think of what else came out in 2015.
I mean, everything else got. I mean, any box office success got rendered moot by the Force Awakens that year.
Yeah, Force Awakens came out, but Furious 7 came out. Age of Ultron came out. Minions.
Wait, Furious 7?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's only been 3?
Yeah, we have Furious X now.
Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. That was 8 years ago. I thought these things came out annually.
Now Andy's gonna turn into stone and just dissipate in front of our eyes.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. That was the 6th one or the 5th one. Yeah, the 5th one.
I don't know. I've lost track.
It was the 5th one. Yeah. Yeah.
It's honestly the only thing Paramount gave a shit about, and still gives a shit about to this day, are Tom Cruise movies. So.
Well, yeah, because he keeps on doing these stunts. If he dies, they lose a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. So they got to invest in that, which really pissed me off because I just watched Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, and I'm like, no marketing, none, none at all.
They laid off the marketing teams.
Yeah, poorly. Try to, definitely. No, there's a lot of repeats going on in this.
Yeah.
To Kurt's point, there's a lot of fan service going in there, but when they try to innovate, when they try to bring you into the park, I almost feel like there should have been a really good part of this. I think they got the breaches and the danger. They kicked that off way too early.
Yeah,
they introduced that Indominus Rex too early. There's no reason we should have seen it like as early as we did.
Yeah, give like hints of it or something. Make it, build the suspense of it.
Show
like
a
in
foot.
Jaws.
Yeah,
show a foot. Show the tail. Show something. Maybe
right.
Give it some kind of idea of like what the height of this thing is.
Right.
Don't just show the creature like right out of the gate. Just.
But you know what? Honestly, would have been Sick Golden Boy, brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Honestly would have made it the most impactful, and again, for a movie that lacks the impact, like just the visual impact of Jurassic Park is if it finally emerged when they sucked the raptors after him.
Mm-hmm.
If that was the first time you see its face and it stares the raptors down, you're like, oh shit, we're in for a fight. And then they do what I friggin' called when they're like, oh, okay, well, he's part this, and redacted. Raptors. It's raptors. And then they start having a little conversation, a little convo together. It's like, he's part raptor. No shit! For a big spectacle to have revealed a reveal show of them and the whole audience see it. Yeah, seriously, that's what we could have used just to have gotten that impression. Because again, Mike and I saw this in friggin' IMAX. And there just wasn't anything. I wish that there was something that really gave us the scope, the scale, and the awe and wonderment that we got for that first Brachiosaurus. Can't keep up. Scene in Jurassic Park. Brachiosaurus, yeah. I mean, you remember that, right, Mike? You went to the theater to see that. You saw
what, Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
No.
Shit. Am I the only one who experienced it the way it was meant to be seen?
I was only
on a screen this big, and
I was only 2 when Jurassic Park came out. So
excuses.
Yeah, I think Jurassic Park was right around the time where my parents were just starting to let us go to the theaters.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right. Yeah.
Because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 was 1992?
91.
91. Okay, so that was the first movie that they really allowed us to see.
I love walking out once the nostalgia faded. I start seeing the flaws. Is that for Jurassic World? Because I remember just kind of being on the fence the entire time. Now, fortunately, because I think about this movie the same way I think about the very first Michael Bay Transformers. Like, when I saw Michael Bay's Transformers, I'm like, okay, that wasn't bad. You know, a lot of flaws, but it wasn't bad. And had I been walking out of the theater and someone shot me in the back of the head, so all I had was this ambivalent series of memories, it would have been better for me than being like the second I got out into the lobby going, hey, wait a second. No! With this one, I just kind of like, because I was with you, Mike, I was with you and Joe, walked out, and I'm like, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It was okay. Good. Drove home. It was okay. And I'm kind of still on that level. Now, again, it's because, and you know me, Mike. You've known me for years. I ask why a lot when it comes to movies and stuff like that. I am a pain in the ass to watch movies with. So you know when I truly love something, I don't even find flaws in my favorite movies. But this one was just kind of like, I'm going to be a fence sitter on this one. I feel like I don't completely dislike this movie, but I don't love it. You know, I don't know how easy it is to go back to that. Shrek the Third, Spider-Man 3 on the same night.
Oh, that is a bad night.
Dude,
whoa.
Man, why?
Oh, but you know, Malik, I can actually beat that because I saw Shrek 3 and Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at a drive-in on the same bill.
That's why I'm happy to go to a drive-in with only one screen because I don't get to worry about the double feature.
Oh, we were going to get double features no matter what. But, I mean, it's not like when I saw the first Pirates and Finding Nemo on the same bill. That was amazing. But, yeah, I don't know. I could just turn this into a rant, but I feel like that's going to have to wait for Fallen Kingdom. Gentlemen, do you have anything else that you want to discuss about this movie? Anything we didn't talk about?
The CGI. Some of the CGI looks bad.
I thought,
and again, I get it's nothing against the CGI people. They work their asses off. I am never going to not say it. It's studio stuff. They want to rush this out as quickly as possible to get it to the movies, get into the cinemas as quickly as possible. So they don't care about like properly rendering it, and some things just look bad. Some of it's pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say everything's shit. But some of it, I don't know. Some of it just didn't gel with me, and I think that again, that's not a critique of the people who made the effects. It's a critique of the studios because it's product. We need.
I'm going to sit on the fence with this one. forever the fence sitter here. I agree with both of you. Mike, yeah, some of those special effects looked amazing. But Kurt, to your point, there are a lot of shots where I never feel like even the best of the special effects were in the same realm of existence as everything else. Everything looked like an insert.
Yeah.
There's that opening scene, the close-up of the egg with the raptor claw like wrapping around it, and you can kind of see the mat lines around it and everything. And I'm like,
yeah, I mean, I guess that one is not great, but for me, once you actually get into the story, I really don't have any nitpicks about the CGI. I thought it was actually very effective.
I felt the darker it got during the day, the better the effects look, because a lot of that the night hides a lot of flaws with the with just the inserts and everything.
Yeah.
Again, it's not the first movie. There wasn't really a time when I felt like anything was physically there, especially when, again, come back to Jurassic Park and you remember that they made that gigantic Tyrannosaurus head.
Yeah.
So there were practical elements involved.
And they had a really, really hard time with it because when it got wet, the skin was absorbing all the water and it got really heavy, which is why they don't do a whole lot of practical effects too much anymore, because they don't really plan on everything.
Check out Light and Magic on Disney Plus, kids.
Yeah. While you still
That's
can.
amazing.
Yeah. So I mean that's all I got. I've already gone over the music. All right, I'm gonna say this too, and this is just more my opinion. Colin Trevorrow, sir, you are no Steven Spielberg.
No, he was never going to be.
No,
well, he's not. I mean, he didn't do a great job, but he wasn't bad. The fact this movie had 4 writers on it, I think that's one of my biggest complaints about it. It's too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing. I don't know why you'd have to have 4 different writers. I don't know if they weren't satisfied or whatever, but
were those credited story or were those credited screenplay?
4 screenplay.
That's 4 screenplay. Okay.
Yeah, it was Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver, Derek Connolly, and Colin Trevorrow.
Okay, so my guess with that is this was two totally different movies that they cut out the stuff they didn't like and shoved the 2 movies together.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And usually, when you see that many screenwriters, the first 2 credited came up with the first draft of it and did enough that the WGA is like, you have to give them credit.
Yeah. For me, I think they should have taken a lesson from Jaws and just cut out the stuff that they didn't really need, like the whole divorced parent subplot. I would have preferred them cut that out and then devote more time to showing the park as a functional park.
Yeah.
I think this movie could have benefited more from a Ellen Brody having an affair with Hooper.
Matt Hooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a reason why Spielberg did, you know what? Let's ditch that. You want to like Hooper.
Yeah. That's it. That's very, very true. That's very, very true. So, I don't know, gentlemen, anything else you want to say about Jurassic World before we wrap up?
We got one. Well, thank you. I appreciate making people laugh.
I read the book.
I still have to read Jurassic Park. My buddy gave me his copy of it. I haven't.
Oh my God! All right. So I got the book before I saw the movie, and I was expecting a lot of different shit to happen, to go down in that movie rather.
Yeah, like the stuff when he told me about the stuff with Muldoon blowing up the Velociraptors with an RPG.
There are 2 cases where I've read the book and seen the movie, and the movie is better than the book. Both of them are Steven Spielberg movies. First one is Jaws.
Second is Jurassic Park.
Nope. Second one is Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World.
Oh, World.
The movie is awful. The book is worse.
Hey, Kurt, do you remember earlier when you were talking about shameless cash grabs?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when Jurassic World or the Lost World came out, the book?
Yeah.
Because it came out after Jurassic Park came out, and they had to essentially explain that in the book. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to spoil this for you. Just no way around it. Ian Malcolm dies in Jurassic Park,
and in the Lost World, in the book, he magically comes back to life
because he was only mostly dead.
Yeah.
And if you're mostly dead, you're somewhat alive.
With raptors with RPGs.
How can I get my sharks with freaking lasers on their heads?
Cornelius hasn't seen Fallen Kingdom then, because I really feel like that's what they were aiming for.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh shoot.
Oh, we have fun.
Things are fun when they're fun.
So that was Jurassic World. So I want to thank Kurt for joining us. Kurt, thank you for bringing your insight. If you are a fan of Kurt's musings, please follow him on Twitter at Swayze of Arabia.
Oh, I'm also now officially on Blue Sky, the Twitter alternative.
Oh, wonderful! Is it less fashy?
Yes, very less fashy. Somebody I know who I watch Twitch streams on, he gave me the code to it. So I created my account a day before yesterday. So I'm kind of getting.
Is it invite only?
Right now, because they're in beta testing.
Okay.
So yeah, once beta gets over, they'll come out of the. But yeah, I'm on there. I'm on Hive. And still on Hive. I don't know why.
And are you on that? You're on Mastodon too, right?
I'm not on Mastodon because I couldn't figure out how to use Mastodon.
We're on it. I don't know how to use it either. It's okay.
You can also follow me on Instagram at Swayze_of_Arabia if you want to see some of my nice pictures I take around Fort Wayne, Indiana. What else am I? I'm on Letterboxd, which is linked on my Twitter bio. So if you want to read my reviews, I did one earlier in the month of Michael Mann's Thief, the James Caan movie, which is really awesome, really great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie. Yeah, you can follow me on Letterboxd. It's linked in my Twitter bio. That's all my socials.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Mike and I host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts. We are there. We are also on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio. Same handle for Mastodon and Hive. Eventually, someone will invite me to Blue Sky before the.
I will when I get a code. I will when I get a code.
Awesome. before the raptors mature and start eating the guests. And we want to know what did you think of Jurassic World? Is this a movie that you enjoy? Is this a movie that you tolerate? Leave a polite comment below in the comments. We love to see those. Also, help the algorithm, help the show. Give us a big thumbs up for this video. Hit that subscribe button because we do this every week. Mike and I host our retro reviews. Next week, we will be meeting with Thomas Green of Perpetual Cinema to talk about Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. But we've done other stuff. We just did a whole month of animation. We've done more Disney than you could shake a stick at. We did an entire series on James Bond.
Or our shameless other cash grab movies that we've reviewed.
That's right. Kurt is also hosting on 4 other episodes as well, mainly dealing with the shittiest of shitty sequels.
We will change that one day. We will review a good movie.
We will. So I'm trying to remember here.
Cornelius.
All right.
Thank you, Cornelius. Yeah, we did. So we've done Caddyshack 2. We've done Airplane 2.
Mm-hmm.
We did Jaws 4. I remember we saved Jaws 4 for you. And then, the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah, me and Thomas did that one. That was
the holiday special because Mike was off at Disney, gallivanting about and getting me that Life Day
you guys
t-shirt.
Did. And I think the worst that we watched was still probably Caddyshack 2.
Hands down.
Bar none.
There is some minor laughs to be had in Airplane 2.
Yeah. Caddyshack 2 is just outrightly offensive to my senses, to my sense of humor, to my sense of dignity, to my sense of sanity, to my sense of self.
To my sense of justice.
Seriously. Where is the justice in this world?
Hey, more power to you, Cornelius.
Exactly. Now, Cornelius, if you haven't go see it, now that you're subbed, check out our retro movie playlist because you could find Airplane 2 there, or just type in Geek Salad Airplane 2, and I'm sure it'll pop right up in the YouTube search button there, and check that out because we had a good time talking about that one.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So I think that is about it, gentlemen. So Kurt, again, thank you, man. I really love having you
back on. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. I can't wait for next week. And until next time, nice, cool. Yeah, check that one out. So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth, be nerdful, and talk to you later.